past 2 weeks, or 1 week, I guess.
Holy shit, Kevin!
Wow! What?
You get this only nowhere else but you, Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Now look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish!
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say? Come on, everybody. Bring your brooms out. Bring them out. The Orioles, they get the sweep. They do it. They do it in dominant fashion, may I add. 11-2. We get to bring the brooms out. I forgot to do this for the White Sox and Mariners sweep, so we're bringing the brooms for the rest of the sweeps along the way. And we're just gonna look. I brought the dustpan along too, so we can neatly sweep the Angels up, right? We can be nice about it and sweep them up and just kind of, dump them to the wayside, because the Orioles, they get the job done, and they do it in incredible fashion. 11-2, as I mentioned, the final score. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to everybody out there. I have to get to a family event pretty soon here, but I wanted to pop on, and actually I do have Zach Bollinger behind the screen, so let's bring him. Zach, how are you feeling, my guy?
Kevin, I guess you could say the fashion.
What? You cut out there.
Oh, did my internet go out?
Yeah.
Damn it! It didn't cut out on the punchline, Kevin.
It cut out right after, I guess you could say. So, congratulations.
I said you could say it was a sweeping victory. It would. The moment's gone.
You just ruined it for yourself,
Punt lineups, man.
Wow.
Punt lineups, man.
That's what it always is. I'm going to make this. Okay, radio call-in time. This is what it always is, all right? Whenever the Orioles have a punt lineup, they always win. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it where the entire fan base doubts it. They see the lineup. Wow, that's terrible. Wow, they're throwing the game away. And then they come out and they do this. Like every time. It's like clockwork. And oh, man. And I don't even know where to begin. So, yeah, it'll be a little bit of a shorter one today because, it is Father's Day, and I want to celebrate my dad, and I'm going to an event. So happy Father's Day to my dad, and I'm a pet dad myself. So happy Father's Day to me too. You know what I'm saying, Zach?
There is no way you just said happy Father's Day. Yeah, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you,
my dad, and happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Kevin, let's start with the one negative I have on the game because I want to get it out of the way. What the hell are we doing bringing Cade Povich in with a man on second and 2 outs after an opener? Like, what was the thought process there? That was just, I did not get that at all. If you're going to take pressure off of him with an opener, why the hell is he coming in with a man on second? Run scores after a single, then a wild pitch. Gary Sanchez defense, he makes up for it, obviously. With the grand slam, I'll take that trade any day. But, Kevin, that was really the only instance in the game where that I looked back on and just really thought about and was like, yeah, I still just disagree with that. I don't get it. They won. It's much easier to talk about this after a win than if they would have lost by 1 or something. But yeah, I just did not get putting Cade in with 2 outs and a man on second at all in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. And they were able to overcome it, I guess. And Matt, are the Angels the sloppiest team in the league? They just
my God.
Kikuchi's throw and like the whole series, they were just doing dumb stuff. Like, hey, I'll take it. Like, I don't care. I'll take it.
That's what I was going to say, Kevin. I'm glad it's against us and not us, because I feel like multiple times this season it's been us that's been throwing the ball around way too much and stuff. So
yeah, for sure. All right, let's get to a couple super chats first before we continue. We got Walter. Appreciate you, Walter. 14-6 in our last 20 games, 3 consecutive winning streaks for the first time in a year. The entire team is clicking right now. The Orioles are going to be back over 500 and fighting for a wild card by the trade deadline. Man, Walter, I hope so. I hope they can continue this momentum. And Walter, another 5. Did the Angels wish Orioles happy Father's Day and we were their daddy this year?
I love it.
Oh, that's epic.
Hey, 14-6 last 20, Kevin. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. We said they had to go on a little run, make something happen, and they've certainly been doing that. Not too shabby at all.
Yeah, well, this is what you needed, right? I mean, again, you take series wins where you can get them, but with the hole the Orioles have dug themselves in, it quite frankly just is not going to be good enough. And you need to go on a couple of these like 6-game win streaks, 6-game heaters where you can make up ground in a quick amount of time. Because if you just win series after series after series, yeah, it'll get you somewhere, but you're not going to get very far with the hole that you dug yourself in. So this was a big, and by the way, I don't want to like overlook that the Angels had won 7 of their last 9 coming into this series. It's not like they were playing terrible baseball. And I was like, oh yeah, the Orioles, they should have won this series. We talked about it where like they were facing 2 lefties. The Angels were hot coming in. They got Trout back. What was it? A couple weeks ago he got back from his thing. So he's been back in the lineup.
Ago, I think.
And while they are still missing some dudes, like they were playing good baseball. So it's not like these are the White Sox. I'm not going to say the A's because we know how that went, but these aren't the White Sox that we're talking about here. They were playing good baseball. So I think it's impressive. The big test is going to be going to Tampa and New York for the 7-game set. 4 in Tampa and then 2 in New York. What's a successful series to you? And if you're watching along with us in the chat, you put together as well. What's a successful AL East road trip for you record-wise? 2? Was it
4-3?
Or sorry, wait, no.
7 games.
5-2, yeah, 5-2, 4-3, right? Yeah.
That's success to you is 5-2.
For where they are, yes. If they were in a bit better of a spot, I'd say 4-3. But with where they are, I'd say 5-2.
For the opponents that they're facing, I'll take 4-3. If this was against easier, because I think just staying a game above, like after this, I know people won't be like 5-2 would be ideal, would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But if you can just stay afloat during this and gain a game, 4-3, you gain a game on 500. At that point, you'd be what? Because they're back to 10 right now.
Yeah,
you'd be after 7. You'd be 9 games under 500. Maybe you make some movement in the wild card. I'm not sure, but successful, I would say, because and here, if they were at home, I'd say 5-2. But on the road, we have to play in another freaking minor league ballpark. So let's see if they can play better than they did in Sacramento. Hey, if you can, against two good teams, if they can get 4-3, I'm taking it as a success. 5-2, you're celebrating. If you go 5-2 and you can gain 3 games in the on 500, man, that's big.
Yeah, you need to be able to sweep them, and yeah, you know what? I'm glad they won because Tony Mansolino's saying points again. So he should legitimately not get the job because of that.
You know what? I'm just embracing it at this point.
I'm not.
This is just going to be one of those things where the Orioles go on a run with the manager who calls runs points, and all of me we're just going against everything. No one's ever come back from 17 games below 500 and made the playoffs.
No, or else we're going to call everything weird. All right, 17 matches. They're not games, they're matches. Runs or points, games or matches. What else can we do? Home runs or round trippers, right? What else do we got, huh? This is ridiculous, all right? This is No, we're not doing it. We're not. They're cold runs, okay?
I'm not saying I'm calling it, but if he's calling it that, he's just, let him be quirky. It's his own little quirky thing, Kevin. Stop gaslighting him.
That's not even what that means. That is literally not what gaslighting is, all right? You can't use a word when you don't know what it means, all right? So.
Oh, now we're gaslighting. Oh, you can't use the word. Now you're gatekeeping.
Maybe I am. But all right, let's get a little bit into the game before we dive into our call-ins here. Mentioned it with the opener, blew it, and we kind of called it just in reverse order. Goes 2 2/3.
Yeah.
2 hits, 2 runs. He has 1 strikeout, but he was getting outs. Cade comes in, and we already discussed the timing of that, but he goes 3 2/3. 3 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Hey, no runs. I'll take that 10 out of 10 times from Cade. Dominguez goes 2/3 of an inning. He gets 2 strikeouts. Dominguez has looked filthy, absolutely filthy recently. Kittredge comes in, gives you a clean inning, and then Cano shuts the door. And, not like the door needed to be shut in crazy fashion. I mean, they're up 11-2 for their sake. But why were they up 11-2? You might have turned the game off after, let's say, the 5th inning or after the 4th inning. It was 3-2 O's, and you're like, man, where'd these runs come from? Well, the Orioles liked hitting more homers today. Ramon got the party started, and then he had that 7th inning 4-run explosion. And hey, where'd those 4 runs come from? You might ask. You looked up and down this lineup, probably the second least expected player, maybe third, to get these runs ahead. Just best catcher in Orioles history, Gary Sanchez, comes through with a grand salami. A grand salami. Look, I was on the Maverick Hanley train. I still think Maverick deserves another opportunity. You're not keeping 3 catchers right now, though. I get it. But Gary is doing what you brought him in for. He's doing what you brought him in for. He's not going to be a defensive guy. He's not going to be a high-contact, consistent hitter. But, hey, you want to endear yourself to this fan base after kind of struggling to start off your Orioles career before getting hurt? Well, a couple of home runs in back-to-back games, including the grand slam to break this one wide open. Yeah, you know what? I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it. So I'm pumped for Gary that he's been able to get back here. Ramon Arias just continues to mash. Jordan Westberg continues to show that he is the glue guy and a very good glue guy at that in this lineup. Kobe Mayo continues to hit. I mean, again, every Oriole got a hit today except for Luis Vasquez. It's back-to-back games here where 8 out of 9 starters get at least 1 hit in the game. You're getting production from everywhere. This is what we were promised. This is what we were expecting from this offense, right? We knew the pitching staff was going to be up and down this year. Now, did I expect it to be as bad as it was earlier on? No. But the offense, to see them go through the dry spells that they were going through, a lot of the stuff we talked about in the second half of last season. Like, all of that was, not saying it was overly shocking, but I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as it was. And I see it right here. The Orioles beat up on back-to-back lefties. The Orioles knocked Kikuchi out of this game, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. Not like the worst stat line for him, but hey, you know what? Any production off a lefty, I'll take it. Kikuchi also had 10 strikeouts, but had a critical error as well. I mean, again, the Angels just sloppy throughout. Actually, how many errors did the Angels have in this series? And actually, while I look this up, I think Zach is back. Zach, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. You hear me?
Okay. Yep, I got you.
Yeah,
I'm looking up how many
I was gonna say
errors.
Hell, back to back, yeah, soft tossing lefties, and the Orioles leave with two wins. I mean, it sounds stupid and cliche of like fighting your demons and all of that, but it's what the Orioles have to do. We keep saying if you are going to win games, if they're going to come back, like you can't just automatically be like, oh, there's a lefty on the mound. This game's a wash. We're not winning this game. You have to go out and execute like they did today. I don't know if Westberg in the leadoff spot permanently versus lefties is the way to go. I'm hoping it was just because Holiday was getting the day off. I would still put Holiday first, but finding ways to just get these wins against, I mean, the Orioles seemingly have had Kikuchi and Tyler Anderson's numbers throughout their careers, but it's a start. Get confidence versus, lefties. And, as you can gain more confidence versus them, then facing the Freeds, we got to face him coming up. The Crochets, facing them is less daunting when you've gone out and you've shown that you can hit lefties, that you're not just going to roll over every time a lefty's on the mound. I think it gives the team confidence. You talk about Jordan Westberg, when I got back on. Since he's been back, the 5 games he's been back, they've scored their 2 most runs since opening day with Westberg back in the lineup. He and Seti, it's the glue that holds the lineup together. Them being back, I think, has a much bigger impact than people truly think, especially Westberg. Start the game off today. What a freaking at-bat. He sees what feels like 8 pitches in at bat, and it allows the team to get eyes on the pitcher, see the movement, see the pitches, and it sets up the team for success. So I love what we're seeing, especially once Westberg's gotten back.
Yeah, and like every team goes through injuries. I'm not using injuries as an excuse because no team should. Everybody has to go through some level of them at some point during a season. But we know how important guys like Westberg are, and Cowser when he's on, and guys that they have also been missing for a decent amount of time here, or even like Laureano goes down for a little bit, and he's been highly productive for you. And you miss that production when your replacement level guys and the guys you're calling up aren't doing what those guys are doing. So Westberg obviously is the most important guy right now that they've brought back or that they have gotten back in that lineup. I mean, I'm not counting Gunnar. He missed like 3 games. I'm not counting Gunnar. So like Westberg is the most important guy that they've gotten back in that lineup. And it just feels like there's a lot more. It's calmer now. Guys aren't pressing. We talked about it a little bit last night with Kobe, who continues to look good, where I don't think these guys are looking over their shoulders. And I just think, honestly, they're playing free. And guess what? With no expectations. They are no expectation merchants. And you know what? Cool, man. If they are no expectation merchants and that's what it takes for them to win games, awesome. I'm cool with it as long as they're winning games. So,
Kevin, have we not been talking about Kobe Mayo looking just different this time up? He's getting confidence back. He looks comfortable at the plate. And believe it or not, just like Jackson Holiday, when the kid gets comfortable, he gets his feet underneath them. Oh, Kevin, would you look at that? Ends up the kid can hit. Like, oh, so a guy isn't when he's just thrust in and out of the lineup, all around the diamond, everything, he's not just what was he, like 0 for his first 13, 0 for his first 14. Like, when he's told, hey, you're going to play first in DH, focus on that. You're up here till, Mountcastle's back, however long. It is your job. like you said, Kevin, there's no looking behind your shoulder. There's no pressure of, oh, if I get out here, I'm getting pulled and I'm never having an opportunity again. It feels like he is playing loose. He's playing confident, and he's swinging a hot bat right now. He finally looks like Kobe Mayo, and I couldn't be happier about it because I feel like he can be a massive just, ace in the hole for this Orioles offense. If he gets going the way we know he can, and, we think he can, adding that bat to the lineup that can be another power threat, can be a threat. I mean, guy's got wheels. I mean, he's another guy that can, extend a base, go, maybe he's not stealing bases, although we've already seen it in this series. Maybe it's going first to third, first to home on a gapper. It just adds a lot to this lineup. And if Kobe continues to get comfortable, he still is one of the top prospects in baseball for a reason,
Consistent at bats, consistent playing time can do wonders. And I'm really glad that Kobe's getting a chance and getting a fair shot at it without him being, dragged up and down between levels and put on the bench for 5 days. I mean, there's a spot for him. He's capitalizing, and it does make for an interesting conversation once Ryan Mountcastle gets back in the fold, which I know is not coming for a little while, but even still, once that does happen, I think, Zach, you and I are pretty – I don't want to speak for you. I think that Mounty's probably gone after this season in some way, shape, or form. So I think that this is kind of a glimpse into what we – see from them moving forward. Are you there with Mounty too?
Yeah, as much as I hate because he was one of the guys that came up.
Yeah,
and, part of the dark years, all that. If Kobe's playing this way, he's the guy that they say we're sticking him at first. He and Mountcastle are very repetitive in the fact of a right-handed bat that's going to play first base that has powers. When hot can hit for average. Like, it's just, it's different with O'Hearn where it's a righty-lefty situation. So if one of them, I think, I'm with you on Mounty.
Yeah, for sure.
And real quick, Kevin, so remember on June 3rd, before the Mariners series, we talked about how the Orioles had to go 32-18 over their next 50 to go to get back to 500.
Yeah.
So through 12 games, the Orioles are 8-4, meaning they now have to go 24-14 over their next 38 to get back to 500. And on this pace, not going to do the quick math in my head because it's not as easy as I was thinking when I first started talking about this. They're on pace to do it. That's why I said go 4-3. Just stick on a 600 win clip and just keep finding ways to win.
Yeah, man. I think that makes them directly on pace to hit, what was it, 32-18? I think it's at least it's close. At least it might be 32-16.
Yeah, they're on pace to go 32. Awesome. Yeah. Two games to split those and you're at 500. So hey.
Let's go.
Just keep doing what they're doing. Even after the tough series loss to the Athletics and to Detroit, they had a 4-2 road series followed by a 4-2 homestand. Just keep stacking winning series. Keep stacking winning, homestands, road trips, and see where you're at.
Yep, I love it. And we have no Orioles probables yet.
I love it. Don't let them know your next move.
Yeah. Just openers the rest of the way. That's it. Felix Bautista opener. Let's get crazy.
Felix is opening every game now. We're just guaranteeing no
one 105-mile-an-hour pitch every game, and he gets pulled. That's it. Just one pitch.
Just whenever we want.
I love it. All right, let's get to call-ins. We're going to do shorter ones again, and we always say that, and they're not, but we're going to do shorter call-ins. Here to talk about Orioles baseball, of course. Let me get the link in here. I do have to get to my family event soon, so I legitimately do need them to be a little shorter today, but that doesn't mean
Yes. Yeah. So we'll do, a few comments and then we'll react, get you off screen. We'll react just to kind of keep it going. We'll have a big one, hopefully after a win tomorrow, where we'll both be back in our normal.
Yeah, just a weird weekend. A weird weekend.
A lot of traveling,
Yeah. For sure. All right, we're gonna do it. Ready? Speed call-ins. AJ's first. Let's go, AJ. What's going on, AJ?
Nothing much. It's 7 a.m. So as soon as I get off this, I'm gonna go pass the fuck out.
Well, at least they rewarded you.
At least they rewarded me. I said in the Discord when I saw the lineup get posted, I was like, "This lineup is disgusting. They're about to hang 10," and sure enough, they hang 11. That grand slam was amazing. Watching Gary Sanchez behind the dish is something.
It's an experience.
I think you could stick a target mannequin back there, and they'd probably block the ball more effectively. But they also wouldn't hit a grand slam. So while this does mean we're probably going to get Sanchez DHing for the next 3 weeks, what can you do? Kobe Mayo continues to look like a major leaguer, and it makes me so happy because I when I still lived at home, my parents were like, "We're not hype on Kobe," and I was like, "No, you gotta figure it out, gotta get it." And now I get to send that god awful Mayo gif in the Discord every single time he does anything, of just the guy covered in mayonnaise. It's amazing.
Oh no, yeah.
I don't know. It's the first GIF that pops up when you look up Mayo in like the Discord GIF thing.
If he has a walk off, they have to just shower him, not in Gatorade, but do the mayonnaise. It has to happen, man. It has to.
That'd be awful. But yeah, I haven't gotten to call in much at all this series, but just good series, solid wins. Povich didn't look great today, but did enough.
Yeah, got the job done.
Mike Trout is going to be wishing Cade Povich a happy Father's Day. Like, that's the most Orioles pitching thing ever, is to be like a middling pitcher and then go right down to Hall of Famer multiple times.
It's Orioles magic, man.
Orioles magic.
You feel it happen. Yeah.
It feels like a drill in my head sometimes, but it certainly happened this series. I am pretty hopeful for this road trip. It's Rays, Yankees, right?
Yep.
Who are we playing the 4 games against?
Tampa.
Rays.
Tampa. Okay, I can see. I know some people are like 4-3. I'm on the 5-2 train.
Yeah.
Just with the way this season is, you need to be winning a lot more than you're losing. Like, that's why these sweeps have been so good. That's why the Oakland series was so bad, because you really can't afford to be dropping games. You need to be winning pretty much every series. You can't go into a series thinking split. So
agree.
I do have hope, because we tend to play up to the division, especially the Yankees. Yeah. I mean, in the middle of like our worst stretch of the season, we still took 2 or 3 out of them. We don't talk about the middle game. We don't need to talk about it. But
yeah.
All right, it didn't happen.
Counts the same amount of wins for them. And didn't they just get swept by Boston tonight?
Yes, they did. Aaron Judge 0 for 4.
We got 2 songs to play tonight, but
let's go. I love
2
it.
songs to play. Just good series, good game. I'm loving the hustle on the bases.
Yep.
Man, Gunnar Henderson really can fly. I know he's fast, but every time I see him get like full speed, it really is a thing of just.
It's true.
When Gunnar plays with his hair on fire, it's a different animal.
It's just a different animal, and he's really I think the power is going to come very soon, because he's starting to get back to being comfortable with just, slapping it off the end of the bat, going the other way, and that's when he gets deadly, because then the pitchers try to get fancy with him, and then he puts it on Utah Street. So I think Gunnar's going to open up soon. I've always been on the Adley Rutschman love train. He had a good series. Just the stars are coming back. The team's getting healthy. The offense is playing much, much better. And Yusei Kikuchi, thank you so much for just letting Gary Sanchez score 50 straight.
Yeah.
I think he felt so bad because they were saying all those stats about the all the Angels pitchers getting bad defense except Kikuchi, and he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Like, toss it into right field. But great game. I totally violated the short call-ins, but
No, it's all good, man. And you know what? You've been the Adley believer, you've been the Kobe believer, so you're standing on business, and it's
Yep.
you're getting rewarded for it.
I am.
So
I'm gonna have to be the Sanchez hater, like how Zach was the hater, because I was shit talking his blocking at the Grand Slam. So
everybody needs to be a hater for someone. It's all right. So Zach's the I haven't picked my guy yet. So Zach Slater, you're Sanchez. I got to figure out who my guy is. So we will see. But awesome.
Playing Vasquez over Holland.
Yeah, there. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, but awesome. AJ, appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Good win, good series, and hopefully they can continue the train. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. See you
all
guys.
right, AJ, appreciate it.
Yeah, AJ.
You know, I feel like I'm more of a Jordan Adams lover than a hater of anyone. I feel like I should just go the opposite and be like, I'm not gonna hate anybody.
Why hate on someone when you can just love Jordan Adams?
I know. Yeah. So you know what? I'm just you're the Austin Slater hater. I'm the Jordan Adams. I'm his number one fan. So how about we do that? Awesome. All right, let's go. Lex, speed call-ins. We're going Gordon. Let's bring on Gordon. Where's he at? Here he is. Gordon. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, my guys? I'm over here doing the dishes in a good mood, you know.
Hey, after a sweep, you can do anything in a good mood.
Literally. Hey, look, I just want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and happy Father's Day, Kevin. Don't let Zach,
you know what, Gordon?
Father's Day
this
to the cat dads out there.
Thank you.
Yes, happy
Zach,
Father's
Zach, it's that easy. It's that easy.
I know. No, cat. I mean, Zach, you don't have a cat, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so right, so you wouldn't understand.
He just doesn't understand. He just doesn't understand.
Look,
man.
I didn't understand it when I didn't have a cat, but once I got a cat, you really fall in love with him. So yeah,
See?
I just want to say happy Father's Day to the cat dads out there and dog dads too. But
yes,
and what a win! I'm excited. We got a sweep on a team that was coming in that was hot. That was really hot, and you know, like, this team can play with the best of them when we decide to. Like, we have the talent, we have the withal to do it. We just have to go out there and prove it to not just, you know, like the fans or whatnot, but to themselves. And like that's amazing. Like, that we went out there and beat up on it. That we didn't just win, we beat up on this team. You know, on a team that had good pitching. Kikuchi only hasn't given up 5 runs. We were the first to do that. You know, sung heroes of the game, Gary Sanchez. Like, you know, that's when you know you're a decent team, when the small parts around you are doing their job. And that feels good. It finally feels like people are finally getting their role and doing their job. Like, what are we now under Mansolino? 15 and 12 now? And I think we're 15 and 12 with Mansolino, but we were 15 and 28 with Hyde. Not saying it's Hyde, because obviously it goes deeper than just, you know, being a manager, obviously the off season and the decisions and all that. But, you know, ever since that kind of seemed like it lit a fire under these guys, and, you know, they took that to heart. They really took that to heart. And what have I been saying lately? When Adley gets going, this team gets going. And guess who's been going lately?
Adley's been doing it.
Literally. But
I mean, everybody's producing. You're getting production from, you know, not just your stars, but it's everybody in the lineup. I mentioned it earlier, you know, back-to-back games where 8 or 9 starters get a hit. Like, you're not just relying on 1 or 2 guys. You're able to continue to get production from others. So I think it's a really important thing there that you're able to do. So I love it. But awesome. Gordon, appreciate you. Oh, you might be frozen. Yeah, I think Gordon might be frozen. So, all right, Gordon, appreciate you calling in, man. We'll talk soon. Go O's.
Appreciate you, Gordon.
Happy Father's Day, especially to the cat dads and dog dads and everybody out there. Sorry, Gordon. Appreciate you, my man. All right. Let's move it on along. Speed call-ins. We got Jake up next. Let me get Jake up on here. Jake. There you are. Jake, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, you hear me? Kind of going through a rainstorm.
I can hear you.
What's up,
Okay.
Jake?
Hey, what's up, Zach? What's up? Hey, great win today. Happy Father's Day to you boys. Got it.
Father's Day.
Yep, rock and roll. Got my little pup in my lap right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's cattle poo. He's not a big fan of the storms.
I bet.
But yeah. 15 little dogs are the best army dogs. I tell everybody all the time. Nice and easy. But no, I was gonna say I heard yesterday with Gunner. I was running while the game was on, and I was listening to the radio broadcast, and they kind of were talking about how I guess Gunner saw something, or somebody saw something and relayed it to him. Like there's a thing that he's been working on. He didn't want to give it away, which I get. But he was like, yeah, I've been working on something for the last couple of weeks, and I think if that's the case, then I think we're starting to see good results from it, especially against lefties. So I was gonna say that real quick, and then the Mayo thing. The kid's 23 years old. He was looking over his shoulder. I guarantee you, he was looking over his shoulder every time he struck out, which made him strike out again.
Yep.
Yep.
And next thing you know, he's like, man, I'm on that private express back to Norfolk, and it's like, man, what the world can I do with this? And you saw with that shove in that one game where he about started a brawl, like that coupled with kind of like how he actually expressed himself, how he was a little pissed off that he didn't make the opening day lineup. Like, okay, this might be one of those guys who's got that like grit. Maybe he needs to be controlled sometimes by a veteran, but sometimes it's like, hey, we need somebody to come in pissed off sometimes. So maybe that's him. Some things I'm noticing with that. And then my last comment, and I'll get off because I know you guys got Father's Day things, but I was going to say, in Westburg, I was telling somebody on Twitter today, I was like, hey, it's like you traded for an all-star almost, or not traded for, but you inserted an all-star in your lineup again now. I mean, he was playing earlier this year, but he was 0 for 30 at one point in time. That's not Westburg. He clearly was having issues, and he's a prideful dude, clearly, and he's not going to let you know. And he needed a reset. And I think they said today, I think Kevin Brown said, like, he even said, because he's young, he was saying, like, hey, I was looking at the scoreboard and I saw I was under the meridian line, basically, and I was, like, pushing. Whereas goes to Norfolk, gets his feet back under him. He's a super athlete. So if his hamstrings bother him, that's going to be bothering him. And he had a back issue from spring training. All that's connected. He feels better. He comes in and he's like, oh, this is how we're going to rock and roll. And he had a great couple of plays yesterday in the field from that I could hear on the radio at least. So you get that guy inserted back into the lineup, good things are going to happen. So that's all I just wanted to bring up.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's true. I mean, look, Westy's a guy that like he's such a good player, but I feel like he's just the glue that holds this lineup together. I mean, he's the guy that, he'll get on base, he'll drive in a guy, and that will start momentum. Like he does the dirty work, and that to me is like there are a lot of guys on this team that can do that, but I think to me Westy is one of those guys that like consistently just time after time comes up and does that for you, which I think is huge. So it's big, it's massive.
And like you said, it's huge. You were right on the money. I think like you said, the guys are like, when there's no expectations, they kind of like, some guys flourish. Like I'm not saying that's a Seti. I don't know if Seti's like that, but Seti was just like, hey, I know there's 2 outs, but there's a guy on second. Screw it, I'm gonna go for a lay down a bunt and see what the heck happened. Our guy on first, I forgot how it was. I think Sanders was on first actually.
Yeah, first.
You're right, Zach. And just lay down a bunt. I know he saw something. Either he thought that Kikuchi couldn't get there fast enough and make a good play, which he couldn't, or he didn't show he could, or maybe he saw the third baseman was not going to be a part of the play, and he's like, let's see what Kikuchi did. Basically, he's like, hey, make a play.
Yeah,
I got speed.
Put the ball
make a play.
in play. Put the ball in play and put pressure on the defense, and good things will happen.
Yep,
100%. We're athletic. We're a super athletic team. Just make them work. So boys.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you calling in. Happy Father's Day, and let's hope the Orioles can keep this thing rolling.
That's right. Yeah, Let's at least
I
get
love
5
it.
out of 4. All right, boys.
Hey, I would love it. All right, man. Talk to you later, Jake.
Appreciate you, Jake.
All right. Let's keep the speed Collins rolling along. Next up, we got Danny. Let me find him here. Danny, there you are. Danny, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up, guys? Like, happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Look, they did it for the dads. They swept the Angels, and they made it fun too, which was nice.
My God. Dude, like, I don't think anyone had a Gary Sanchez grand slam on their bingo card today.
I did not. I can confirm
Not me. I'll tell you that. Let alone 2 homers and back-to-back nights.
I know,
Come
right?
off
I know. Again, like, I'm not the biggest fan of him at all. Like, I'm not. But, like, hey, man, if you're going to do that, heck, man, I'll take it.
It's, you know what? I think Maverick was awesome, but he's not going to give you the punch offensively that Gary does. And Gary is doing, like I said, what they brought him in to do, which is be a power guy, offense, the deep. Look, it's not going to be great defensively, at least not to Mavericks level. So you essentially have to pick. The Orioles have to pick. Do they want the offensive boost, or do they want the defensive ability of a Maverick? And look, these past 2 games, their decision of Gary has paid off, and you know that's the reality of it, which is great.
But hey, at the end of the day, if he can give you any kind of production, I'll take it. I'll take it. Again, like you have to take the good and the bad with him. But hey, I'll take that. Kobe Mayo looks comfortable, man.
Yeah,
he looks comfortable, and the power I think for him and Gunnar is coming. It's coming.
To me, I think, again, it's just the consistency. And it's for a lot of these younger guys, right, where the looking over the shoulder aspect, Jake talked about it. You know, I've talked about it, Zach, I know you have too, where it's just like if you start pressing, it's only going to make your outcomes worse. And then you're going to press more, and then that's going to make it even worse. So, you know, some of these guys, and I think that's what we saw early, where, again, the expectation for them was, okay, they were going to bounce back from the second half of last season. You know, they were going to be a little better than that, and they were going to continue to ascend. And, you know, it doesn't go your way right off the bat, at least over the first 15 or whatever. And then, oh, man, well, now we got to be better. And then, oh, but now you're worse. And then it continues to spiral. And that is amplified for these younger players who are trying to carve out roles. Because, you know, Gunnar knows he's going to play every day, regardless of if he makes mistakes or not. Adley knows he's going to play every day, regardless of if he – but for a guy like Kobe, you don't know that. And if you make too many mistakes, you're going back down. So it's good to see Kobe not pressing. And it's the opportunity he's been given with Mountie being injured. And, you know, obviously, hopefully Mountie gets healthy soon. But he's been able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I think long-term, you know, like he's the guy there. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. And Mountie's hurt, but at the end of the day, like he hasn't again, like he's great defensively. I know, like he had been hitting okay for average, but at the end of the day, like I would either try to trade him at the deadline if you can. If not, I understand if he's hurt. But at the end of the day, in the offseason, I gotta trade him.
I would say probably the offseason is more realistic. If they did it during the deadline, I wouldn't be surprised. It just honestly depends if he's going to be able to come back healthy anytime soon or not there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I went hurt right now. So, but because in my opinion, you know, Kobe Mayo, that's his spot.
Yeah.
Right now, earn it.
Yeah. He's earned it for sure. And I think, to me, you know, we're seeing glimpses of the future of this Orioles team, and they're helping the team win games now. So hopefully we'll be able to see them continue to progress and do well. So
shout out to Serenity Dominguez going in.
Yeah, Dominguez has been filthy. Absolutely filthy.
This month, he's been filthy. And to go in that spot, bases loaded, one strike out, those two guys, dude. Oh, dude, like, oh yeah.
3-2 on the paint.
I just think like if that inning goes down a hand, it's possibly tied 5-5, 5-4.
Yeah.
Again, Gary, I think hits the grand slam the next inning, but again, we don't know that's going to happen. So like, shout out to him, and because dude, bro, like he's been nails.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
Yeah.
The whole bullpen has been incredible. So it's been awesome. But Danny, appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you calling in. Orioles hopefully keep rolling tomorrow, and we'll
keep it rolling. I'd say again, this is a tough series on the road, but hey, man, if you can go 5 of 2, 3 or 4 in Tampa, and the Yankees just got swept in Boston. So again, I feel like if you can go in the Bronx and win 2 or 3, and for some reason the Orioles like always play. They play teams in the division well, but the past years they have owned the New York Yankees.
It's true. It's true.
It's true.
It is.
And like I know, like Yankees fans will say, "Well, the Orioles aren't good." I'm like, this may be true, but guess what? Like the Orioles have owned them the past 2 years.
It's a fact. You can't dispute it.
Yeah,
you cannot dispute it.
It's a fact. Like I say, like if they can go in the Bronx and win 2 or 3, I'm pretty sure Freed is pitching either probably Friday or Saturday again. Hey, and this also it gives you confidence. You have gotten 2 wins against 2 good lefties.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you go in there. I think McAfee's probably right behind Skubal in the American League because of lefties currently. I know, like they lost the game he pitched today, but again, like it wasn't his fault. They lost the game. Like he pitched well. It was just the offense got they got so, again. Hey, go in there, keep it rolling. And let's hopefully at the end of this road trip be a lot better off.
Hopefully, I'm hoping they can do it. Danny, appreciate you, my man. We'll talk soon. All right.
Absolutely,
Appreciate you, Danny.
All right, Danny. Let's keep it going. We got speed. We got Steve. Let's bring Steve up. Let me find him. Here he is. Steve, I still have not graduated from the school of gaslighting. Maybe one of these days I'll ace my test and I'll graduate. But that day
good luck with that. But first of all, happy Father's Day to the pet dads.
Father's Day. Yes. Thank you.
I did not have a Gary Sanchez grand slam on my bingo card today.
I'd be curious to see if anyone could find me someone who did. It wasn't me, I'll tell you that.
But I'm gonna say this: when who was it that hit the homer in the first for the Angels? Was it Shonowell?
Yep.
When he went yard, I was like, "Oh Lord, here we go again."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those first innings.
Then Orioles says, "Not so fast." And after that inning, the Orioles outscored. After the Angels took a 2-0 lead, the Orioles outscored the Angels 11-0.
You know what? They make you sweat for it early, but they make it fun late. So I'll take that.
And I'm gonna say this: the Mayo power is coming. It's only a matter of time.
He's putting it together. He's putting it together really well.
And to say he's looking comfortable this time around, massive understatement. I think he's settled in very nicely. I understand it's because Mounty's on the IL, but damn, he's looked really good lately.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, he's someone that earlier on he would come up and the at-bats would be uncompetitive. He'd be pressing, and you just can tell like there's a newfound confidence where he's like, "Hey, I belong. Like this is my spot. I belong here." And he's feeding off the energy of the team, which we obviously know. Like earlier on in the season, that energy that these guys are feeding off of was negative energy. It was disappointing energy. But I think that positivity is back. And I think that especially helps those younger guys.
Oh, exactly. I mean, look at Westy today. He was good with the stick. ended up going yard to kind of put it away after the Sanchez slam.
Yeah.
But since Westberg's come back from the IL, this team is different.
Yep.
I think it's not just as Adley goes, it's as Adley and Westy go, the Orioles go.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm with you, Steve.
I mean,
So,
Westberg's not the producer for is nicknamed the producer for a reason.
yep. It's true. He knows. I said it with Jake. He does the dirty work. He does the dirty work. He doesn't care. He just wants to produce.
I'm gonna say this though. It's 4 righties for Tampa next week.
It's good. It's a good omen.
Unfortunately, Tampa just finished off a sweep of the Mets.
Yeah, they're hot. They're hot.
Something's got to give. I say we take 3 or 4 going into the Bronx. And then my heart wants to see us sweep the Yankees. But I think we take 2 out of 3 in the Bronx.
I'd be fine with it. 5-2. I'm fine with it.
I would love it.
5-2 road trip. And I would love it if we could just tear up Max Fried on Friday.
I mean, like that's a statement of all statements. Statement of all statements.
And yes, I know I promised a big super chat. However, money's tight right now, so it'll eventually come.
That's all right, Steve. That's, you know what? You grace us with your presence, and that's enough for us. That's enough for us. So we always enjoy you calling in, man.
All I'm gonna say is go down to Tampa and win a series. No split. Win the damn series.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm
excited.
I love it, Steve.
Energy is back. Energy is back, Steve. Appreciate you calling in, man. Let's
Not a problem. Have a good one, guys.
Absolutely. All right, Steve. Talk to you later. Steve. All right. Love it. Let's continue on with these. Again, this is Kevin and Zach React for Orioles post-game destination. So every Orioles game, we are here for you, win or lose. Been a little more winning recently, which has been nice.
A little bit more, it's been nice.
Yeah. So if you hit the like and subscribe button, turn notifications on here, you can catch up with us and react, go through all the ups and downs of an Orioles season with us. So, all right, let's get to our last call, and she knows who she is. It is Laura. Let me find her down here. Here she is, Laura. Oh, is that the shirt? Is the shirt back? Oh,
Yos are fine.
Yos are fine.
The O's are fine. I have declared it as such.
Wow.
Zach, you're a dad dog, aren't you?
My parents have a dog, but I don't have I don't have a dog. Not since college. I had a cat in college. That's
no, you have a step dog. Your step dog.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, step dog. I have a step.
But here he is bashing pet parents. Just
right, even
unbelievable.
Pet parents when he is clearly a stepdad.
You're right, Laura. You're right.
You are right. Beautiful beagle. Okay.
You're right.
Just making it clear here. Gotta keep it brief.
I love it.
Keep it black and keep it brief. I mean, we all know the stats. We're 14-6 in the last 20, 3 sweeps in the last 5 series. As of today, we are only 6 games back for the 3rd wild card. This team is on fire.
Yep.
Okay. Are you saying we have a chance? Chance. We were a chance. Molly does not have a cat, Brooks. I've never seen a cat on Molly's Instagram. So Molly does not have a cat.
No, she does. She is too.
She does?
So, yes, she is too.
I've never seen
cat parents unite. Cat parents unite.
Yeah,
I'm a cat grandma because the cats technically belong to my daughter. So,
well, all right. My two cats have 7 legs, Zach. They have almost all of them.
So, if anything, Kevin, I would say that makes it more impressive.
Exactly.
Sure.
The cats are being taken care of at grandma's day camp for the summer. I mean, the only other thing I really also just wanted to point out was something I pointed out in the Discord. Teams can't just throw left-handers against us anymore because we are getting patient and we are starting to hit them well. And I mean, that's only just been I'm assuming that's all from what's his face, the new guy that the special
Mabry.
consultant to the special consultant to the hitting coach. Whatever that is. But Mabry is obviously bringing the best out of these guys as far as the hitting goes. Mansolino is bringing back what I like to call the old school baseball, the aggressiveness. Let's run. Let's do these things. Even if they may result in an out, let us be aggressive on the base paths and let us show teams that they can't discount us anymore. So, and that's the important part that I like to see going. Guys are going to be here in Tampa for 4. I'm going to try to make it to 2. I am well, if things go well, I'll be leaving my job this week.
Oh,
I'll have some time to go to some games. Because I'll be starting my new job next week. Yeah.
nice.
I'm back home from Nashville. I passed all of my
Let's
Yeah.
go.
skills
Let's
checkoff.
go.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
It's much closer to being a nurse. Woo!
That's awesome. Awesome.
And I'm just going to say, guys, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there watching, to all the father figures, to all the pet fathers, stepdads, even to dads that you've lost and everything else. Remember your dads. I know it's still a great day. And go ahead and go to your thing, Kevin. Keep driving, Zach. I don't know why we can't see you. I mean, Jake is literally driving with the dog on his lap, but yeah, Zach can't show his face. I mean, whatever.
One day, well, I'll get
yeah.
something. I'll get some sort of portable thing to have.
Yeah, I gotta get like like those cameras you can stick to the window or something
like that. But the O's are fine.
There it is.
I'm gonna wear this shirt into Tampa. All my Tampa friends are
gonna be go. There you go.
Friends are gonna be like, because I used to work for the Rays, so I have all this Rays stuff.
Oh
so
man,
I'm turncoating. Okay.
Gotta be loyal. Gotta be loyal.
There
Awesome.
you go.
Laura, appreciate you. We'll talk soon. And go O's. Go O's.
You'll see it. Tomorrow I'll be here. Tuesday I'll be boots on the ground.
Let's go. Let's go. We love it. We love it. Awesome, Laura. Appreciate you. Talk soon. All right. Look at that. We did some decent speed call-ins. I mean, kinda. But again, we get to into talking to the community because we love the community. So, we don't want to just say, hey, talk for 30 seconds. Bye. We value talking to the community, which is a really big thing for the two of us. So appreciate everybody for tuning in on this Father's Day. Again, a happy Father's Day out there, as Laura said, to everyone out there. And the Orioles get a nice, I think that certain big games on certain holidays have not gone as well for the Orioles, a la Easter. So
that was so bad.
You know what? Father's Day, we didn't embarrass the dads, all right? They got the job done for the dads.
There we go.
They go to Tampa for 4. They will head to New York for 3. And hopefully, when we're talking after that road trip, the Orioles are in a better spot than they are right now. So, Zach, you got anything else?
Nope, that's about it. Hit
That'll
the
do
subscribe button. Yep,
awesome. Like and subscribe. We are your Orioles post-game destination. So if you have a friend or a family member who wants some post-game Orioles coverage after every game, be sure to send them over here our way. We got them covered just like we got you covered over here on Kevin and Zach React or Reacts. We honestly don't really care which one you call it. We don't even know which one to call it. So we just Reacts or React. I think we're still deciding which one it's called. So
we'll get there eventually.
We'll figure it out. But awesome. All right. That's all we got for you. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Do you have your Orioles, Zach? I never.
Yeah, Chadwick Trump.
Legend. Oof. I always like to think of people in trades. So I'm trying to think of someone who was traded or was in a trade. Oh, this one isn't one, but I'm just gonna. All right, mine is Chad Bradford. Going with a couple. I did Chaz Rowe the other day, and Chad Bradford. Going the submarine guys, and if I make it a trend, maybe I'll have a third one that we all know tomorrow. So awesome! All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Peace out.
Postseason.